Dear Ugandans, ladies and gentlemen, the issue of Acholi land in northern Uganda has now become a very complicated issue. And the issue of Balalu in Acholi land and other part of Uganda, it needs a join hands. We have to join hands, we all as the indigenous Ugandans, to come together on the issue of the Balalu. Because if we try to leave it to one culture or to one tribe or to one region, then we shall not overcome this issue of Balalu in our country. Because, for instance, in northern Uganda, we have all come to learn that Mr. Museveni does not have any goodwill for the people of Acholi and northern Uganda. And he doesn't want the Balalu to leave the Acholi land. If you look on the third, last week, when the president came in Atiak in a place called Okidi to talk to the people of Acholi, Museveni said clearly, he ordered the Balalu actually to leave the ranch and other government land immediately. But on other land, which is not the government land, he suggested that Balalu should have a kraal, or they should have kraal for the cattle. That's has clearly indicated that President Museveni does not have any goodwill for the people of Acholi. And it has clearly shown that Museveni does not have any interest of saying that Balalu should leave northern Uganda and Acholi land. He has ordered them only to evacuate the government land, but not other land. So the people of Acholi must know it very well that Museveni does not want the Balalu to leave the northern part of Uganda. And for several times, I have been advocating that Museveni is the father of Balalu. Museveni and General Salim Saleh are the father of Balalu. And they are the reason why Balalu are in Acholi land and other part of Uganda. The invasion of Balalu in Uganda has not started only from Acholi. Balalu has so far invaded many parts of northern or many parts of Uganda. If we see area like St. Giorgio and Masaka and part of Luero, you find it is full of Balalu. And when you come to Nakasongola, you find that all these Balalu that were chased from Tanzania in 2011, they are all now occupied the Kyoga region and other part of Nakasongola. Now, these are the new arrival now coming to Acholi land. And these new arrivals, it is Museveni and Salim Saleh who identified a land and identified a land in Acholi and communicated to their brothers or to their people back home in Rwanda, Burundi, and Tanzania and other part of Congo to come and settle in Acholi land. And you have been seeing it on a day broad light that Salim Saleh has now been in northern Uganda for decades, and he doesn't want to leave northern Uganda. He has used his capacity in the forces or in the military to occupy huge sum of land in Acholi land. So the way how we are looking at it right now, the issue of Balalu needs us to join hands. That is why last week we wrote a letter to the President, Robert Chakolanyi Sentamu, aka Bobby Wine, and all head of political parties in Uganda, and all other stakeholders, NGOs and all stakeholders in Uganda to join hands in this fight against the Balalu. Because the intention of Museveni and Salim Saleh, their intention want the Balalu to occupy the indigenous land of Uganda. And by force, by power, Museveni want the Balalu to occupy Uganda, and he wants them to be part of the indigenous Uganda. So we must open our eyes. We must join hands. We should not leave this to the Acholi people only. And anywhere around the country, around Uganda, any place where we see Balalu invaded, we must all come together and unite. You should know that this Balalu came as refugee. The first lot of Balalu came as refugee in 1960, and Uganda hosted them. In western Uganda, like in Acholi, Mbala, and other part of Uganda. But right now, the Balalu are now the president of Uganda. Yes, one of the Balalu is now the president of Uganda. One of those refugees that came in Uganda in 1960 is now the president of Uganda, which is Museveni. And those of Salim Saleh and those of Kagame were all in Uganda as refugees. But now look at them. So now these people are now doing what we call second migration. So second migration is now coming to northern Uganda and other part of Uganda. They are coming in the name of Balalu. And to make it worse, these Balalu are arms. They're having guns. And in Uganda, if Mr. Museveni learned that any of us or any person has a gun or an AK-47, that person will be hunted down by all means, and it will not even take 24 hours. But you find that the Balalu, who are intruders in Uganda or in Acholi land, are having guns. The Balalu, who are not even the citizens of Uganda, are now having guns in a territory which does not even belong to them. And what should this reflect? And what is the reason of this? And who do you think is giving them gun? Museveni is the one giving this gun to Balalu. It is Museveni who is arming this Balalu. Because the owner of the whole guns is Museveni. Museveni is the president and he is the commander-in-chief. That means the authority of all guns, the power to remove all guns, or the power of guns in all Uganda, it is in the hands of Museveni. So if the Balalu, who are Museveni's brothers and sister, are having guns, that means it is their brother who is harming them. This is to be clear, and we must not fear anybody to say this. And this is the truth. Look, we have seen the area like Chenjojo. Majority of the people there right now are this Balalu, are this Rwandese Tutsi. They are the one who occupied that place. And they came as cattle raiders. They came as cattle keepers. They came here with the intention of rearing cattle. But now, they are now landowners in area like St. Giorgio, Luero, Masaka, and many places in Uganda. Look, Now, Museveni is ordering the Balalu in Acholi land in northern Uganda to have kraal. That means this is a real invasion. The intention of this is invasion. Museveni is coming or is bringing his people to invade Acholi land in a day broad line. Because if these people has made the kraal already in our land, in the next 10 years, you will not be able to remove those people. They will start planting trees and they will do other things. And after 10 years, these people will start claiming that that land belongs to them. Because you know how these people twist the constitution. They twist the constitution or they change the constitution according to their interests. They change the constitution according to their will. So, my dear brothers and sisters, I'm calling all the indigenous Uganda to open hands, to open eyes and join hands together to fight this kind of invasion, which has now become so rampant in our country. Yes, we must come together. We must unite now, not later, not even tomorrow. We must unite now. Because what is now happening in Uganda, it should make every citizen of Uganda scared. I know Museveni is not scared of what is happening because these are his people. And this is his interest, which is being met. So I am calling all the head of political leaders, all NGOs, all activists in different capacity, all other sectors to join hands to fight this invasion in Uganda. And we must write letter and we must expose this kind of invasion which has now become so rampant in our country. And we must talk about this. We must shout about this. We must make noise about this. We must blow trumpet about this. We must make it as a serious news everywhere and every day. We must do all the tools. We must fight all fights to make sure Balalu left or leave our land. If we don't do action, the Balalu will not leave our region. So these people will do it step by step. When they conquer Acholi land, they will again look for a way of conquering Koromoja. They will conquer Lao. They will conquer Ateso. They will conquer other parts until they completely invaded our country. We must open eyes and we must take this thing as a very serious issue. We must not joke with this. We must be vocalist on this. We must be vocal enough on this thing. So this is the right time that all indigenous Uganda must come together and say enough is enough. This is the right time that we must do something. This is the right time, however much it's hard like what? We must unite. I've been advocating several times that the Baganda, Acholi, and all the indigenous tribe of Uganda must unite. Because right now, the refugee has ruled us in our own country for 40 years. We all know that Museveni came to Uganda as a refugee, but now he is fearing his brothers and sisters. He's fearing his people, his tribe mates, to come and invade our land under his watch and under his protection. So what must we do as the indigenous Uganda? We must not talk about unity during time of election only. We must talk about unity every time and every day. We must not see the value of our people during election only, but we must have our people in hearts every day, every time. Every day, every time. Because what is happening right now must make every Ugandan worried. It must worry every Uganda. We must do something. We must do something. Call me Daniel Soka. My name is Daniel Soka, an activist, a politician, and an artist. So let's join hands. I said all this for God and my country.